Hey guys, we're Risk. I'm Mike.
I'm also Mike.
Yeah, it is.
Start watching my call.
Steve and I play bass and I sing, or attempt to sing. Usually it's a tempo.
Play drums.
So how did the band form?
We had a band before this one with a couple other people, and they kind of went and did their own thing, and we stuck together, just kept playing.
Yeah, we were like an offshoot of them because they were playing more folk music, and we kind of just wanted it to be drums, bass, and guitar, more rock.
Yeah, much more upbeat.
Okay, how long have you guys all known each other?
How long have we known each other? Well, he and I knew each other. We met in high school.
Yeah,
High school, something like that. I don't know. What's weird is we were born 2 days apart in the same hospital.
There you go.
And then we met in high school as well.
Yeah, so we've been a band for a little over a year now.
I think it's, yeah.
Okay, what's the songwriting process like? Like, what are the collaborations between the instruments and the lyrics, etc.?
That's a really good question. Usually, at least when I'm writing songs, I just kind of sit down and have a couple beers and start writing. Usually not a very complicated process. I just start playing and see what happens. Sometimes it turns out well, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, we all write songs.
Yeah, for the most part, we kind of write our own songs and then come together and all kind of bring our own piece.
How do you decide which songs are good and bad? Or like which songs to keep?
That's another good question. We usually just, I don't know.
All our songs are good.
I think you know, like when you start playing it, and there's like, you kind of get a vibe of the feeling that it's going to work, or something maybe just on the back burner. It's not really what we're looking for.
When you're not with the band, what are you doing?
At work.
Yeah, I go to school for recording engineering, so I was the one who helped us make our first album. So we self-recorded it in a studio, and trying to finish my degree and do this at the same time, so it's a lot of fun.
And how hard is it for you guys to come together and work with?
It's been harder because of commutes and whatnot. When we're all together during the summer or something, have a time.
Yeah, we live right down the street from each other, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're balancing everything else, how do you guys stay in touch? Like, how do you sort out that you're going to practice? Is there a group chat? Do you call each other up? Like, is there a set time? What's the deal?
We usually just text each other.
Yeah,
Hey
text
man,
or
what are you
call.
doing today?
Yeah.
Another 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Weekends is a good time to practice. Yeah, we just did a Skype call. We just sitting doing some compilations
Yeah.
the other day, and that was the first time we've done that.
Yeah.
Do you have like a set number of practices and rehearsals that you want to do a week or even before a show?
We rehearse once a week, every other week.
Yeah. But there have been weeks where we'll rehearse every day. So it just depends.
What was the recording process like?
Yeah, it was mostly done digital. The studio has like HD programs, so it was pretty basic, and I did all the mixing and everything, which could have been more inclusive of people, but like we just wanted it to get out. Like we weren't really like that concerned about if it sounded amazing.
Okay.
Songwriting, obviously. So.
Do you play a lot of shows?
Played a couple shows,
Yeah.
What was the band's first show like?
The first show where we were able to play multiple songs, we played at a basement party, like college party, just outside of Temple. And it's like
okay.
really crappy basement. They were missing a step, so you had to like jump down with your amp.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm pretty short, but my head was almost hitting the ceiling. But it was about as punk as you could get.
Yeah, those
We
people
played there
were
3
going
or 4
nuts.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played a couple of shows at Championship Bar in Berlin.
What musicians do you look up to? And do you guys all come from the same musical backgrounds, or do you have different inspirations that you kind of bring to the table and you incorporate in your music?
Well, very big into like the pop punk, if you want to call it that. Like 182 is my favorite band, and at least when I'm on stage, my presence is pretty similar to one of those people. Pretty goofy.
Some people might get offended.
We all have a lot of punk rock influence, but we bring like certain elements of it. Like I used to be really big into Nirvana, but on like the contrary, I'm also into jazz and classical music too. So like a lot of our songs you can see kind of like how we all kind of bring our certain element to it. More complicated, a little less, a little more rhythm, a little less, kind of like mixed good balance.
Do you want to ask anything?
Well, I have a question. Do you appreciate, I guess, going to local shows more now that you're in the band and supporting local bands?
Yeah, I think a lot.
I go to a lot of shows, like, in general, whether they're big bands and, like, small bands. I got a lot of friends that are in local bands, and I always go out and support them.
Who do you feel your target audience is?
Anybody who wants to go to a show, get into a fight with somebody else, and go home and have even more fun. I don't know. I guess if you're going for like an age group or something, we'd be looking at like, I don't know, high schoolers to people in their mid-20s. I don't think we probably get a whole lot of like retired folk into our music, but
Yeah, we go to a lot of shows where it's just general admission, like people jumping around.
yeah.
So definitely younger.
Yeah, one of the songs we're working on, I wrote it about 2 months ago, and the whole song's just about going to a show and just letting yourself go, being in a punk rock show, being, that atmosphere of just
Okay.
chaos.
How do you guys handle this when things get hard? Like, what keeps you going?
You gotta love it.
Yeah, it's a release, like definitely for like of all the weeks where like we don't practice and then we play a show and just that half hour or hour just to get out there and like blow some steam off.
Yeah.
Do you think it's hard to put yourself out there?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that are obviously everybody needs to be and everybody needs to be successful. But I think we have a lot of dedication, which is different.
Yeah.
Like this is pretty much the dream. So.
And something that makes it even more difficult is you get people who are interested in the music but aren't interested in following you. Their friends who will say, oh yeah man, that sounds great, you have a show. But when it actually comes to the show, they don't necessarily want to be there. They have other stuff to do, which is understandable. But it does make
our
it
shows are like far away from like.
Yeah, we're well traveled.
Yeah.
The way to put it.
Yeah, so
I think so.
that might play a part.
How does music influence your everyday life, whether it be listening as a fan to another artist or being in a band yourself?
It's everything. I mean, as far back as I can remember, I've always loved music. I remember when I was in second grade playing soccer, and my mom told me that I was always better at things when I was singing than when I wasn't. And so she's like, go play soccer and just sing as you're playing. And I think I sort of rolled that day or point or whatever they call it. It's as a fan of somebody else's music, it's great to listen and hear it and relax to it and pick up on stuff you can write with. There's so many times where I'll start writing a song based off some tab I looked up for some band, and it just kind of fell into something new. And I don't know,
like build off like what you learned basically.
something like that.
Change it.
And give it your own spin to it.
It's funny because you used to be a big fan of the band that I was in, and that's how I met you.
You was actually in like this Irish punk band, and they were awesome. And I was a huge fan. Like I went to all their shows. That's pretty much how I met him.
And how do you guys think you've grown since you first started your band?
Grown together?
Yes.
Or,
I think we're more cohesive when we play shows. Like we kind of, we don't really rehearse things to say or like the dynamics of it, but when we go in there, we can like, we're definitely better at reading each other. And sometimes we'll improvise a little bit, and we'll just make that up on the spot.
Yeah, we tend to, like I mentioned, I know when I'm talking in between songs, I tend to be pretty weird, but he usually feeds off me pretty well.
What advice would you give yourself in the past?
You have to get involved in it. Like, that's definitely part of being in the band. Know who you are and know where you are. And like to come and bring their friends or like share that with you.
Something else I learned is I think we rely
on like how important do you think social media sites are for being a local band?
I mean, as you mentioned, social media is one way to do it. Facebook is a pretty big tool if used properly. So, you know, we tell people, hey, we're having a show. You want to come? Text them. We call them.
Yes, it's a big part. I mean, there's some bands that spend tons of money on Twitter that like to have your Tumblr and your like yada yada yada. Just all them together and have a good idea of what you're doing. We have some stuff on Bandcamp, we use Facebook, and we're gonna get a Tumblr. It's hard to manage all that stuff, especially when you're like, you know, you have to find time to just rehearse in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to like, since I go to a lot of shows, I've been trying to burn a whole ton of copies of our CDs and just bring a whole bunch to the show and hand them out there just to get us out there.
Now we've also been on some compilation albums for Warped Tour, and we might be on another one coming up. And that's another way to market. You know, people all over the world can be hearing. I mean, the first Warped Tour album was in Toronto, Canada. You know, people all the way
Also, Rise of God records and promotions.
Yeah.
And it was handed out in like 6 different cities. So
there's people all over the world getting a chance to hear us.
What is your idea of success in music? Like, where would you want to see this thing go? And be successful?
Success is that's a really tough definition.
if we start getting paid for that would obviously be a plus. But I mean, I don't know about you guys, but as long as if we got a whole bunch of people that are out there and they're happy with us, like, you know.
Not to sound too nerdy, but I think we'd definitely be successful if Weird Al put us on his album parody or something.
It's just a balance of it's work. So you don't want the work to kill the thing that you love in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. So success to me would be having it be my life and having it be challenging, but never something that would like turn me away from the moment. Like I hate people. That should never happen to me.
I'll take it a step further. I would see success on a more small scale than Weird Al. I would see it as just waking up and saying, hey, I'm playing in a band today. I appreciate the music that I'm writing and the music that I'm playing. And I know people today at the show I'm going to, they're going to appreciate it as well. That's to me, that's success.
Okay, well, are there any like last comments that you want to say for people who are watching?
Follow your dreams. That's pretty big. You gotta do that. You don't want to live and just kind of go through the motions just because. Do the things that make you happy. That's a big part of some of our songs. Keep reaching out.
Keep reaching out.
It came up by that. I wrote that lyric based off that. You just keep doing the things you like. Keep reaching out.
There you go. And that's it. Thank you guys very much. You want to say like goodbye or something?
Yeah, thanks to all our fans that are going to watch this or have watched this. Can't believe you guys made it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
But thank you.